We are live. Hello, everybody. I'm Alex, and we got Chris again with us, and we got a special guest all the way in from Colorado Springs. He's an agent up there, rock star, great guy, and he's also my cousin. Don't hold that against him. I got Thomas Elmer with Coldwell Banker out of Colorado Springs. How you doing, Thomas?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Doing good. You got any snow or anything up there yet?
It will get here on Saturday, actually. I was just looking at the forecast.
How much snow do you guys get?
Annually?
Yeah.
It depends on what year you're talking about. One year we'll go with no snow, and we can wear shorts all winter. And next year we get, several feet. So it just depends.
So you're not like the typical Colorado. You guys are.
That typical Colorado hasn't been typical Colorado since the year started with a 1.
That makes sense. Good morning, Ruby. We are going to start our intro, and then we're going to get into asking Thomas some pretty hard-hitting questions. You ready, Thomas?
Can't wait.
We're setting him up. We're setting the guy up.
I love that.
I don't know why my mouth is open, Thomas. I don't.
Was that jib jabs? That was amazing.
It's close.
I think that's $5 on Fiverr. I'm not sure where we got.
Oh my goodness!
It's close to it, and you can't see all of his hair on there. You can't see all of his hair.
No, the screen took some of it away. The software is run by Barry Melrose. He doesn't want that mullet to show. It's like that thing back.
I'm bringing it back. Bringing it back.
It's popular right now.
I felt I was cool in junior high with the mullet. I'm going to be cool again.
Well, everything in the 80s is back now. So
hey, Cobra Kai. If Cobra Kai can be successful on Netflix, I can run a mullet. That's all I'm saying.
I have no argument for that.
Oh my God.
So, Thomas, you came from the cable world, more of a corporate kind of environment. You've been doing real estate for several years now. Tell me, what's your favorite part of doing real estate compared to maybe, like your corporate world before?
So it's probably not too different in the fact that it's really just about helping people. Whether it was in the corporate world and helping them advance their careers and moving forward in real estate, you're helping them buy the biggest purchase they're ever going to have. Unless they're, Kanye and they're buying some jets or something, a house is your biggest purchase. And so that's a really big choice, really big decision. And it's pretty impactful, not just today, but for many years to come. And so it's pretty fulfilling to help people achieve those goals and then watch them grow in those goals.
So you still have Conway as a client of yours?
Yeah, we just sold him a ranch up in Wyoming. Yeah.
Is that where he's going after the divorce, I guess?
I believe that's where he's at now.
It's probably safer for him there.
Yeah, everything but Yellowstone, it's probably good.
Oh, we're going to be off topic. This is perfect. All right, coming back in. Go ahead, Chris.
So, how is the marketplace out there? I know that you're close to actually Farmington as well. So, no.
If by close you mean an 8-hour drive over the mountain, then yeah, we're
No,
they're. As far as the marketplace out there, you have a lot of rentals, a lot of second homes going on out there, I would assume.
Now, how is your market, Thomas?
Yeah, so the market is it's kind of crazy out here. It's been booming just off the charts for the last, more than a handful of years now. And up until this year of COVID, we've had record numbers as far as active listings. Days on market have been well under 30 for a very long time. And it's all relative because of the growth that's going on here. We've got, I know you guys probably heard we've been called Olympic City now. Colorado Springs, we're Olympic City. So we have the Olympic Museum, we've got Olympic training centers, and that was just the tip of the iceberg. And so the growth here has just gone crazy where, I think about the first house I had built back in 2001. we built it for 190,000, and I sold it 9 years after having it, and it has now sold 3 more times, and it's close to 400.
Wow.
Yeah. So the market.
What's your guys' average price right now, Thomas?
370. 370 is the average in Colorado Springs.
Just to put it in comparison, we're like 290 in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
So that's what do you think so between 2014 and 2018, we've had over 3,000 people move back and forth between Colorado Springs and the Albuquerque market, but more of them are staying in Colorado Springs. I mean, we're losing, in that time frame, we lost 1,000 people to Colorado Springs. What's so cool about you guys, man? What's so cool? Is it the weed, Thomas? Is that what's keeping people there? What's up?
I hate to tell you, there's 3 things that people come to Colorado for, and they're all M's. You got the mountains,
okay.
You got the microbreweries, and of course you got marijuana. So
those are very 3 solid.
That's a trifecta right there, right? You win everything right there. So
most people either move because of
can't lose.
Romance or a job or to be close to family. No, you go to Colorado for mountains, microbreweries,
and marijuana.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that is the world that we are in now. Yeah, absolutely.
So what you're saying is everybody.
It's just the growth in the job market is absolutely crazy here.
You guys have done a very good job on the tech sector, where I think here we have not done as well as you guys have with that.
We've done very well with the tech sector. We went through a pretty good spike in the early 2000s where we had a lot of call centers, a lot of tech that was growth in what we were called like a little miniature Silicon Valley out here. And so we had a lot of boom from that. But now, I don't know if I think a lot of it is COVID, but so much of that tech is working out of homes now. And
Sure.
So I think that had a big impact on our housing market, and that people, if I'm gonna be home all day, I want to be in the home that I want to be in all day.
So that's a perfect segue there into, how has COVID changed real estate for you?
For me personally, 2020 was actually a record year. And the thing is the Colorado Springs market has grown year after year. So we have seen, I've worked with clients that we were able to buy a house 3 years ago, sell it this year, have so much equity in it, they can almost double the size of their next house.
And not have to go up much in payment. Yes.
They didn't change their payment, and they
that's so
took
cool.
equity and moved it into another house instead of sitting on equity.
And don't you feel like a rock star at that point? You're like,
oh yeah,
I'm that good.
Like now you have rooms that have kids and build a family. So from that perspective, we had exponential growth. Now looking at the numbers of the marketplace, it's actually very alarming over the last couple of months. Kind of looking at what we've seen for active listings, we've gone from probably 5 or 6 years of having more than 1,000 active listings every single month to November was the first time we broke under 1,000 at 925.
Ooh.
In December, we actually closed out with 786.
Wow.
So I don't know if we've got COVID, because we went through another series of shutdowns starting in November where we went back to red. They added a purple stage, and so everybody kind of shut down a little bit.
I think we're on a polka dot one right now, aren't we, Chris? I'm not sure what we got going on.
I don't know.
And I think that's been the biggest piece is that people don't know, and so there's been a freeze. Obviously, November we had the election, and we've had a lot of drama since then. So I have a feeling that that's probably had an impact on people kind of slowing down and like, well, I don't want to necessarily get into selling my house and not getting into something else or getting caught with my pants down in a situation we're not entirely sure what's happening yet. So hopefully things will calm down and we can start seeing it boom again, because everything we have growing out here, I can list off 10 builders that are in multiple neighborhoods that have sold out all of their lots.
Wow.
And are waiting for phase 5, 6, 7. Phases galore. Like, there's so much new build going on. We actually had a golf course in the middle of Colorado Springs, Springs Ranch golf course that I used to play years back in the early 2000s, and they just sold it 2 years ago, and they shut it down this year, and it's turning into, I believe, 5,000 homes.
Wow.
That are going to cover that golf course. 4 years back, Glen Eagle, just north of me, their golf course closed, and they've been putting custom homes on that golf course, and you're talking about 500 plus.
Wow.
And I've heard that's been a trend kind of nationally. the golf course living and the golf course, it's not as popular as it was 10, 20 years ago. Sad to see. It's nice to have that open space if nothing else.
Right.
Yeah.
Or somebody knocking balls at you. You know,
That's definitely true.
That extra insurance makes
That's true.
you know. But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow,
That's true. So yeah, I mean, we're hoping that it trends back upward. So we'll see.
that's good. That's good.
So I know, like here, we'll talk about. So you're talking about that a little bit. You know, the microbreweries, and then you've had a new thing of lockdowns. I mean, how's that affected like the businesses and everything there?
It's unfortunate. It's been devastating. So they what was it? Monday we went back to 25% dining. So we're back in buildings and can eat and drink again.
Oh, you can go inside?
We can actually go inside again. Yeah. So it's
Wow.
been.
What a gracious governor you have.
Yeah, that's what
We're still outside. We're still outside.
You're still outside
with with heaters. Now we're with heaters outside.
Yeah. Oh no, because we're kind of windy here. I don't know if Colorado Springs is, but I'll drive by. I'll see tents knocked down. That one snow we had, they're all collapsed.
Yeah,
it's like, this is brilliant.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to watch these big businesses put up tents the same size of their business. I mean, I hope that they can recoup the money it takes to even build the tent, because they're not getting as much traffic as they normally would.
Right.
So
how much longer do you think?
It was really devastating because we were during that lockdown, and so I know a few restaurant owners, they're really struggling. So we're trying to help people go out and get takeout where you can. If you were normally going to go out, eat and do some takeout. Over the summertime we had lockdowns, we would take a folding table and a group of friends, we'd go out and we'd just order food from the restaurant and then fold a table right out front in the parking lot and sit down and eat. So
wow,
trying to help support those local businesses, because they are the backbone to the community.
That's cool. Every day's I guess what's it called, just like they do over here in Santa Fe Opera, tailgate.
Oh yeah,
tailgate. Yeah. Every day's a tailgate. Wow,
that's right.
That's cool.
That's good when it's warm. Right now,
yeah, the 31 degrees outside. It's a little
outside with your parka, eating your little steak. Yeah,
right. It's cold before you get the second bite. Like, I don't know about that.
That's unbelievable.
Hopefully we'll be out of this sometime this year. It's kind of like you were saying earlier, just like with the market. I mean, we're still kind of busy here, but I feel people they're waiting to see what happens.
Yeah.
I believe people don't care what happens. They just want to know. You know what I mean? So fine, if this next administration is going to raise my taxes 20%, great. I know what's going to happen. I can plan for it now. It doesn't matter what they're going to do. We just need to know what they're going to do. So I agree. Within the next couple months will be.
Well, the taxes are a big piece. I think the school is a big piece too.
School's huge. That's
I'm
killing
sure you
me
guys
right now.
are in the same boat where they're not in schools right now. We ended last year with one of the top the two top school districts, District 20 and 38, both virtual learning.
Wow.
Really, the only way you were getting in-person learning is to have your kids in a charter school.
That's crazy. And you're right, because over here, same thing. I got a list of stuff that I have to get for my son to do. What is it? Science project. Now they want me to blow up my kitchen.
Wow.
I'm going to be doing a science. And then I have to sign a form. Saying that they're not entirely responsible for the blowing up of my kitchen.
You got to do a waiver in your own house.
Oh my God. I'm going to put a waiver in my house. So I'm over there with goggles and stuff. I'm going to blow up my kitchen. I am the next student teacher.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Chris, go live with that.
I will.
I'm just saying, like you said, it's all about the content, man.
Yeah, I'm a student teacher now, and I am doing blow up stuff at chemistry at my house. You think with all the technology that we have nowadays, and if we have to go at a virtual learning aspect, that the schools will be more involved in the technology part, where they could do some type of virtual projects online. But I sat through a whole classroom with my son, and he's in 7th grade. I sat through a whole classroom with him, and one of the teachers is talking about how she texted her husband to bring her water. I go, what does that have to do anything with science? I text her, I go, what does that have to do anything with science? I'm glad you're getting water from your husband on the second floor of your house, but that has nothing to do. And and it's tough. That is tough. I'm pissed. No.
Well, calm down, Chris.
Yeah, no, I feel
Calm down.
I've got two kids. I've got two teenagers. One is in school because he's in a charter school, and the other one is part of the JROTC program, which is part of the Air Force Academy's program. Well, they fall under the school district, and so they're virtual learning for the time being until the school district turns it back on. So,
Wow.
Are you noticing that trend that people are wanting an extra room again now? Have you noticed
yeah,
that?
actually, so I'll tell you, the last several clients I've worked with that are migrating into the state are adding a basement mother-in-law suite.
Wow.
That is a really big feature in a lot of our builds. It's funny you say that, because an interesting trend in Colorado Springs and kind of seeing the growth here is I'll throw you some quick numbers. So in 2015, we sold $35 million homes. In 2020, we sold 153.
Wow.
And so we're seeing trends in new build where they're building master suites for everybody in the house.
Wow.
Bathrooms for everybody. Walk-in closets for everybody. Hey, why do you have to leave your room when you have all the amenities? Go to the kitchen.
Everyone gets one.
Right?
It's kind of funny because there was a trend for a little bit, just the smaller, I just want a great room, just like I just want a Hogan to live in, just everybody together.
Yeah, the big open space living.
Yeah, and now BS. I spent 9 months with you. We need our own space, man.
Yeah.
And I think this trend will be like this for a while. The separation, we need that.
Yeah. I mean, I think the additional bedrooms is definitely going to be something that's going to be trending for a long time, because the struggle out here is like 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom rentals. They're flying off the chart, so you can't get a hold of any of them, but they're ridiculously priced and there's no space. And people are just having to live in them until they can get into the next phase, because there's not enough homes for as many people that are here.
What do you think a good opportunity? If I came to you as Thomas, I got $1 million I want to spend in real estate in Colorado Springs. What do you think the best opportunities are right now?
Well, so if you had $1 million and you're walking in cash, first thing I want to ask you is what you want to do, is residential or commercial?
What would you recommend right now?
Right now, I would be honest and I would tell you, you probably want to sit on that and let's see what happens to brick and mortar over 2021.
I would agree with that.
Because through the commercial industry, we're watching tons of vacancies.
Yep.
Businesses that are going out because they're closed because of quarantine and all this other nonsense. They're not making it. They can't pay their bills. They close out. Now you got open space for lease.
Yep.
Talking with some guys I know in commercial, kind of expecting that rental number is going to start deflating a little bit because people aren't in need of brick and mortar. I mean, I look at myself. This year I took my office space that I have with Coldwell Banker and I shut it down. Was like, you're going to shut me out of it anyways, so I might as well stop.
Why pay? No, that makes sense.
Work out of the house, and I'll just take those funds and spend them on my clients and small businesses. But if you had that $1 million, I'd say that it might be wise to just kind of hang out to see where that's going to go for tax purposes. If you're a residential renter and you're wanting to get into some properties, there's tons of stuff. If you got that much cash, you'd say look at the 300 range and expect to pay 330 and 350, and we'll get you into 3 or 4 houses in no time at all.
Wow,
good advice.
That with that extra room is such good, because if everything kind of goes back to normal where you have that extra room, that's a perfect Airbnb. You can put a door out there and boom, done.
Yeah, and so the Airbnb thing is a sensitive subject here in the state, because it went south in Denver. They changed laws on Airbnb because there was a couple of agents that had identified primary residents, because you're only allowed to use a primary resident as an Airbnb in the state of Colorado. And so they had multiple residents, but identified them both as primaries, and were running Airbnbs out of them. Yeah, so it ended up having some impacts on the neighborhood that ended up causing complaints and whatnot. But the Airbnb is an interesting thing out here, because really haven't seen an influx of it just because of the difficulties with it. But short-term rentals is definitely still big, just because you can get into a builder. You can go meet up with a builder today. Fingers crossed you can find a lot. You get to break ground. You get to go under contract. will have you built in about 9 months, so you can get into a short-term rental, and there's a lot of those flipping around right now.
Oh wow.
So that's a good point. That's a good opportunity for somebody. If somebody's willing to do a 3, 6, 9 month kind of rental, yeah, we got the same thing right now. Because we'll sell their house in a day,
Oh yeah.
and then they're waiting for their house to build. Oh yeah, it's a day. I mean, it's stupid. And
And that's the thing is
it's a good opportunity.
everything we've dealt with from sales perspective. I mean, all my listings this last year, they were all multiple offers, less than 12 and 24 hours. And I had one that went 40 grand over in less than 12 hours.
Isn't that craziness?
It really is ridiculous.
It just creates its own set of problems as well. All right, now for the hard question. This is
Hard
Chris's
question.
favorite question.
Yes. So you're talking about a closing. I love this question, but you're talking about the closing of different places and different restaurants. And was your favorite restaurant closed? And what is your favorite restaurant? I hope your favorite restaurant wasn't closed, but what is your favorite restaurant out there?
All right. Well, so favorite restaurant. So this is a tough one because growing up here in the States, we were never known for food. Like, it used to be in the 90s and early 2000s, your favorite restaurant was probably your kitchen, because it was a lot of mainstream kind of restaurants. Now we've got a lot of mom and pop shops out here, and the food has just picked up and is absolutely, there's so many amazing restaurants. But it really comes down to what you're in the mood for. But I'm going to give a shout out to my guys over at Atmosphere, because they, hands down, you get lobster rolls that are absolutely amazing. Ruben, he does his menu based on what's fresh in the area and what he gets in fresh, so it changes regularly. Guy's a genius when it comes to making food, and it literally has the best atmosphere. It's called Atmosphere. It's a fantastic restaurant.
All right. Wow. When I'm passing through, after leaving the interview, I'm going to swing by Atmosphere.
Yeah, we'll go for lunch right after this, since you're here, right?
Oh, that's awesome.
You're in my spare bedroom right now.
Yeah, I'd love to go visit you. We need to do that. We talk about that, and then we never
talk about it all too often, for sure.
Yeah, we never visit, but we will. I'm going to make it a point this year. We're going to get together somehow.
Right. We got to travel during 2021 because it's going to be a weird one.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be interesting. So I want to thank you, Thomas, for taking the time to visit with us.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure.
Where can people find you?
They can always go to my website at thomaselmer.com. Or if you're out on coldwellbanker.com, you can find me there as well.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Thomas. Always a pleasure. For Chris, I'm Alex, and this has been As Money Walks. Talk to you guys later.
Thanks, guys.
All right, just hang on, Thomas.